Hi, my name is Blake Bowman. I will be presenting to you my presentation over the show pig industry. Um, and the show pig industry is something that means a lot to me. I grew up raising and exhibiting show pigs. That was my hobby. I wasn't really big into sports or anything else, but that was what I raised, and I'm currently an ag major. And in Oklahoma, it is a big deal. This is kind of the greatest state considered for livestock showing, one of the bigger states, and our numbers certainly prove that. The Oklahoma Youth Expo is essentially our end of the year big finale state show, and I have numbers up here from our last year. Um, uh, about how many entries we had. In total, we had 33,000 entries. This is the world's largest livestock show that we put on with almost just under 9,000 exhibitors in the state. And those exhibitors are the ages from like first grade to 12th grade. They show through their local 4-H and FFA chapters. And 21,000 of our 33 entries were show pigs. Um, and so it's a big part of our state, and it's a very big industry that has a lot of parts going on, and it's a big deal. A lot of people like to refer to OYE, the Oklahoma Youth Expo, as our Super Bowl. And here is a picture of myself showing in my junior year with a pig that ended up making the sale. That did really, really well. But in terms of the show pig industry, it all starts with the gestation period or the pregnancy period of sows, which is 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days. The farrowing and weaning process. Farrowing is just one of our technical terms for birthing pigs. And this farrowing process includes farrowing crates. That's what you see up here. These basically lock down the sows, the females, moms, so that they are kind of put in a place where they're secure, so that they can farrow in one place, that we can get to them quicker from these side gates. We can help them if we need to pull pigs out of her and help her with that. And it also locks her down to where that she doesn't really lay on them or crush them or accidentally see them, because they just don't necessarily see them a whole lot. It's more for the baby pig's protection. And after that, so the sows will stay in this 3 weeks after farrowing. This will be post birth until the pigs can eat solid feeds, which at that time we'll pull them out and do the weaning process. That's basically weaning the babies off of the mother's milk, pulling them out and getting them away. And at that point, they'll be transitioned to another part of the barn, another building, which we call decks. That's what you see here. This is a nursery barn down here. It's very similar in the fact that there's slant floors, these porous floors that some manure and waste from the pigs can go under and then be cleaned out in a lower part of the barn. And that'll be washed away frequently for sanitary purposes, but it's the same deal. This is just so that they'll usually stay here in these kind of pens for 2 weeks until they can kind of slowly grow a little bigger to where they can be put in a more traditional barn setting on wood chips and be fed pigs. But at this point, they're being fed starter feed, is what we like to call. From there, in the show pig industry process, after those pigs are taken out of the decks, they're put on what we call chip barns. These chip barns are used to maximize the growth and the prosperity that these show pigs can get, so that they can look great, so that we can sell these pigs. Me specifically, as a producer as well, this is a very crucial part, because this is our industry, this is our livelihood, this is how we make money. So this is what we do for work instead of a normal typical 9 to 5. And so at just under 2 weeks after these pigs are pulled out of the decks, they're sold. And these pigs are sold in numerous fashions. But the most popular, which are consignment sales. That's very, very frequent in Oklahoma, to where somebody will host a sale and they'll invite consigners, different show pig farmers, to bring their sales and sell them. But the more popular way is they're sold on online websites, auctions. like showpig.com and SC Online sells. And I have some pictures posted of a few different recent pigs that were sold that I have up, some of which I kind of like. But just to give you an idea that these pigs are pictured, they're posted on websites, and people from all over the country view these pigs as prospects to buy. Specifically, students are buying them for their projects, or parents are buying them for their students' projects, so that they can show them and compete with them specifically. But in the next process, in the life of the show pig, after they are bought, the real work starts. And specifically, the kind of care that these students will put into them, the work that they'll put into them, is very specific on the breed and sex. There's obviously two different sexes of pigs, barrows and gilts. Barrows are the boys, they're castrated males, fed for market purposes, and gilts are the girls that are fed specifically for breeding purposes. So they don't usually show together. They're not usually fed the same. The males will be fed more for muscle. The females will be fed more for feminine purposes, qualities, and breeding qualities. So it just kind of looks a little different. Another thing that really differentiates the kind of care that these pigs will see is the breed and the skin color. As you can see, these are two different breeds. This is the one up top right here is a Hampshire cross. These are black, they're dark. These pigs will often be tanned. Believe it or not, they'll be put under tanning beds, oiled, and put out in the sun that they can get this really crisp, dark skin color. And these white pigs right down here, this is a Yorkshire boar. These will be given completely, totally different care. These pigs will be washed with whitening shampoo, purple shampoo like you would see somebody who's blonde use. They'll also be painted and dyed, having their hair just get whiter and whiter. Just a little bit of different ways that these students will approach how they take care of these pigs, how they feed them, and just getting the day-to-day care of how they work with them, looking different. There's different kinds of show feeds. And specifically throughout their life, there's different feeds that will feed, and because feed is a crucial part of this journey and the way that we take care of the show pigs so that we can maximize how they look. I have three major brands of feed that we use specifically for different purposes. You can see on right here the Linder starter feed. We use these feeds specifically for pigs like I showed earlier that were on those decks that were just first being introduced to solid feeds and pulled off of their mother's milk. This is really good for those pigs to where they can transition off of there. They can start eating solid feeds, and then they can start eating feeds that'll make them look more bloomy, make them look heavier muscle, just overall better looking so that we can picture them and put them online to sell to students. And then after they're fed that, usually when the student gets them home, whoever the exhibitor gets them home and starts taking that care of them every day, they'll be moved to feeding feeds. Is essentially what it is. Growing feeds is what we call them. These feeds will be usually consistent of a ration of somewhere from 16 to 18% protein. This maximizes the growth so that we can get these pigs a little bigger in frame and size, yet still produce enough muscle mass and fill and feed to make them look full and get them to that certain market weight that we want them to. And then lastly, we usually round up with finishing feeds is what we call them, about a month to 2 months out of the end goal date at the end of the season of these market pigs. They're being fed finishing feeds that are usually higher or lower in percentage depending on what the specific pig needs, to just kind of close them out, get them at a final look, and get their muscle maximized and just completely finished out, get their body type full, to where they look the best for the end goal, the grand finale of the season. The last kind of crucial part of the show pig process is show days. One of the biggest parts of the pigs that we do is the hair. The hair is a very, very big part. So we wash them daily. We blow dry them. This is a blower up here that we'll use. And we'll whiten their hair to make it long. We'll put them under fans to make them cooler so that their hair grows longer. We'll put them give them medication that'll make their hair grow longer. And all that is so that we can clip them down to make their legs look bigger. We'll fluff it up, we'll clip them down, and we'll glue them and paint them to make a solid color, just kind of making them look prettier, making them look like more like a finished product, kind of art piece, if you will, that these kids can be proud of. But another part of the show day preparation, in addition to their hair and their physical look, is their feed. Feed is the majority of how we treat these show pigs. But specifically what we do is more fill feeds. This would be some stuff like barley, oats, things that maybe if you ate, they would make you bloat specifically. We're trying to bloat them, get their belly look bigger, make them look more fuller on show day specifically. And all this is just so that these students learn responsibility, lessons, and essentially kind of working for a goal so that they can win at the end of the year. This is the picture I posted, is the Grand Market Barrow from OIE last year, raised by a friend of mine in the Todd Show Pigs. And, it's a very, very big deal to have a lot of people come together to try it and help these kids out specifically so they can win. Although that we like these kids to be able to win the prize money, the banners, the buckles, having all of these things. The biggest thing that we're trying to do with all of this work that they put in is to just teach responsibility, teach them hard work and these good characteristics that come along with putting so much time and effort into an animal and doing something bigger than themselves. So in conclusion, very, very fast breakdown of a very, very big industry. Something that has a lot of aspects go through it, but for me, this is my everyday life, and it's the things that have brought me to closer to my family, to other families. I've made lifelong friends, and it's convinced me to pursue pursue this industry, and specifically, or more broadly, the ag industry, and going to school for it. I appreciate you guys listening. I hope you found it entertaining, maybe informative. But thank you.